Boys, where have you been?
We're just running errands.
That's it?
Look, we're really sorry, Splinter. Some of the guys wanted to get pizza, and I tried to talk them out of it.
You ratted us out.
Hey, don't use that word that way.
I mean, it's 2023.
Sorry, Dad.
Hey, guys, if we weren't monsters that were shunned by society and we could do what we wanted, what would you guys do?
Go to high school. Maybe get a girlfriend.
Can you imagine that?
Not likely. This is insane. Turtle, mutant, karate teens. I want to know everything about you.
Our dad is definitely not a giant rat.
That makes me feel like he's a rat.
Police are baffled by the recent crime wave led by a superfly.
Nobody's ever seen his face.
Why?
Because he kills everyone who does.
Cool.
No, not cool.
A bit cool.
Can I kick it?
We take out Superfly, and then everyone will think we're cool. They'll accept us.
Can I kick it?
He's making a deal tonight under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Can I kick?
Whoa.
Kick.
What the? Y'all some little tortoises, huh?
I can't believe there are other mutants.
You want to roll with us? Humans are never gonna like us. So we gonna let the mutants rule the earth.
Peoples, they got to go.
Okay, sort of a twist.
We can't stop him.
We gotta try.
6 in the morning, police at my door.
Can I kick it? Go! My son, Michelangelo, you have heart. Donatello, you have wisdom. Raphael, you have bravery. And Leonardo, honor.
Enough talk! I dream about fighting every night.
You've got a rage problem, right?
It's not a problem!
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
The question is, Jill, can you kick it?
Yes, I can.
Amazing. Welcome to the periodic table of awesome. I'm getting comfortable in my seat. I'm getting all set. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Quinny, I got to say, when I was about 4, I had that T-shirt. Probably not that exact one.
I was going to say not this one because I got this at Kmart like a couple of years ago.
Ninja
It is
Turtle T-shirt
specifically aged to look like one from when you were 4.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm proud of it. I love it. I wear it with great love. Now I suddenly feel old.
Yeah.
You were 4 and the Ninja Turtles came. Was that when they came out or?
You tell me, when did the Ninja Turtles first come out?
That's a real good question.
Yeah.
I think it was about 1989.
Okay, then I was probably 5.
Okay.
When did that first live action movie come out?
Oh, 1990. That was
I remember being a small child watching that. Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I have to.
So the cartoon was definitely before that. So yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, sorry, my
around.
apologies. The original comic came out in 1984.
That's a good year.
Fucking oath, it's a good year.
It was a good year.
Yeah, we are back and loving that because 1984, the best year of them all.
Yeah, so they're exactly 39 years old.
Yeah, I think the cartoon
this year.
probably came out a couple of years later. I'm just looking it up.
So four
Okay.
probably tracks then if I was wearing a Turtles t-shirt.
Yeah, in 1987, they started licensing the toys, and then
I think I definitely remember having toys too.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's so many toys. Oh my god. And now everybody in the chat is just like, I was old. Oh my god. I'm so old. Yeah.
We're showing our age.
Yeah. I remember going and watching the live action movie in the cinema. It was It was the biggest thing, and there was so much furor around it at the time because like it's so funny now where you look at what the Ninja Turtles sit in society, as it were.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were like also remember, this is the time where people are like, "Oh, The Simpsons is terrible for children, and it shouldn't be on TV at a time where children can watch it." So in the UK, they weren't even called Ninja Turtles. They were they were called the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yes, isn't there somewhere else that just has like a completely different name for them?
Quite possibly. I'm really not sure, but like, it was this whole thing that ninjas were considered to be bad, and the fact that they would beat people up to solve their problems was not good.
Oh, I mean, we had the same bullshit when the Harry Potter books came out, and you couldn't call it the Philosopher's Stone. It was the Sorcerer's Stone and all sorts of bullshit. Yeah, no idea.
It's funny, I was talking to my partner about it the other day, and I was like trying to say how exciting that first film was, because like it made fucking squillions of dollars because it was made on a budget of fuck all. Like it was all done with Jim Henson puppet masks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were awesome.
It still stands up. I still think it's a fucking great film. But yeah,
I got a mate that made his own version of that suit.
That'd be old Trenchy, yeah?
Yeah.
I have seen his suit.
It's animatronic and everything, like the mouth moves, the eyes move. Yeah.
I didn't know okay, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle so bad.
Which one?
Which one? I think probably Mikey. Because Mikey was the fun one who... Yes. I mean... Is that basic bitch? Possibly.
Probably, yeah.
Now I'm older. I've mellowed a little. I've started to recognize the benefits of Donatello. And I still think that Leonardo is a snitching motherfucker who, you know,
he's a goody two shoes.
Yeah. And I always remember that 1990 film, one of the songs from it had weird lyrics about Raph being the leader.
Oh, okay.
It's one of these weird things that I can't even remember what song it is, but they're like, Raphael is the leader of something, and you're like, what? No, he isn't. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I digress. Tell me about your favorite Ninja Turtle. Who's your favorite now?
I am with you, Quinny. I still love Michelangelo. He's the best. Yeah. Cowabunga dudes. And again, vivid memories of being a 4-year-old running around screaming, Cowabunga dudes. Yeah. Sure, I had the t-shirt where they're like eating the pizza on it. Like everybody knows.
I remember I definitely had the big poster that I got from Kmart, like one of those block-mounted posters.
Oh, wow.
Of the original Eastman and Laird artwork that was colored and everything like that. And it was the coolest fucking thing. And I kept that shit for so many years until the wood had started to like buckle from all of the water that it absorbed over the years.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. I was pretty passionate about this stuff. So did you watch any of the cartoons in the intervening years? Because this is like, we're talking back in the 80s or whatever.
Yes.
What else have you checked in?
Yes, I have watched some of them. There was one that I tried to watch, but it was too high energy for me. So I think it was aimed at a younger audience. I couldn't get on board with that one. But the one where Greg Sipes does Michelangelo, I like that one.
That one was fucking great. Sorry, I just realized this. We're talking about a kid's like thing, and I'm like, fuck yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. Possibly getting a little too involved.
I don't think we have any children in the stream tonight.
No, Tari is quite young, but you know.
Oh,
no, I'm joking. Next time she sees me, she's going to slap me. But yeah, that one. When did that start? I can't remember, but I love that one because that one sort of did this. Oh, good, she's laughing. Thank Christ for that. That one did that really good mix of like it was CGI, but it was still really stylized and like visually super colorful and but also you could tell the people that made it really loved the Turtles and loved pop culture as a whole. So there were so many references and jokes throughout that series that I was like, huh. Like I think my favorite, and this is going down a rabbit hole, and we will get to the movie we're talking about, I swear. At one point they're in the head of the Statue of Liberty. Yes. Like I think there are monsters that have invaded or something like that, and they're in the head of the Statue of Liberty, and scrawled on the wall is something about Venkman burn in hell. And, and I'm like, holy shit, you just referenced Ghostbusters 2. Fucking so impressive.
Wow.
And I love that. I love the idea that, you know, these turtles, you know, exist in that kind of Walt Newton universe where everything can happen.
Yeah.
So that brings us, I mean, okay, I do have to ask.
Sure.
Did you watch those live action films from a couple of years ago?
Oh, you know what? It was funny. I was thinking the other day, I was like, there's no bad turtle stuff. And then I was like, oh, wait, I forgot about the Michael Bay films. I honestly really just blocked them out of my brain. I did watch both of them. I didn't despise them.
Yeah.
They were fine.
I know where you're coming from.
They were fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't like the first one. Okay. That was did they both have Megan Fox in it?
She was April. So yeah, I think she was in both of them. And then our mate Stephen Amell was Casey Jones in the second one.
Oh. Yeah. It just, like, I could see what they were doing, and I was like, yeah, no.
They were fine. They were okay.
They were, like, the first one I really didn't like. I thought it was just kind of ugh.
I don't even remember them that well.
The second one at least had like some more of the kind of cartoony elements. So you had Bebop and Rocksteady and and the Krang and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, that's more fun. That's kind of what I enjoy. So here we are, 2023, and we're talking about Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
Which came out in August in the rest of the world, and here
eventually.
Yeah. When's it a fucking children's holiday? Yeah, school holidays. Yeah, right.
Oh,
Release the children's film.
Sure. Yeah.
Always annoys me. Now I realized that I didn't have any music for the synopsis.
Okay.
So if everybody in the chat could just start typing in the lyrics to that's all we need. And I'm sure that I'll remember to add the music into the podcast version later.
Perfect.
After years, hang on, shit. What accent should it have been?
Oh no, you definitely have to go Cali Michelangelo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's where you were headed.
Yeah, it's exactly where I was headed, but then I realized, oh no. There we go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Whoa! After years of being sheltered from the human world, the Turtle Brothers set out to win the hearts of New Yorkers and be accepted as normal teenagers. Their new friend, April O'Neil, helps them take on a mysterious crime syndicate, but they soon get in over their heads when an army of mutants is unleashed upon them. Cowabunga, dudes!
Gnarly!
Oh, what's the... Greg Sipes always had a really weird one that I was like, okay, cool. But it wasn't Cowabunga, it was another, like, really weird... Yeah.
He's one for catchphrases. I quite like his voice acting.
I love his voice acting. I just the first few times I met him, I was like, oh, what a lovely dude. The more I see of him on the internet, the more I'm like, you are just heading towards being a cult leader.
It's probably a fun cult.
Yeah, well,
he's a fun guy.
There's a lot of worshipping dog. Like he loves dog and calls every woman mama.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mama. Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Like,
yes,
oh,
his
great.
Beast Boy voice. I fucking love
Oh.
Teen Titans Go as well.
He's so like the Teen Titans voice of Beast Boy is just fucking delightful.
Yeah.
And he
wonderful.
does songs as that. Anyway, this is not the Greg side of appreciation. We're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Yes.
Tell me, Jill, tell me things that you liked or did not like about this movie.
I really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've engaged with Turtle stuff, and I gotta say, I was not disappointed. I really loved the art style of the animation. I thought it had this great painterly kind of sketchy feel to it, but also felt 3D and very real in some moments. I thought all of the cast were fantastic. Especially actually hiring children to voice teenagers. Like, so good.
I was so excited to hear voices that sounded like actual teenagers.
Yeah.
And then when I saw some of the behind the scenes, I'm like, oh shit, they're actual teenagers.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was really astonished that the storyline worked the way it did. It's again, because like it's a new piece of media, we have to do the whole intro again, but they didn't I guess hang on that for too long before introducing April, and then a whole cast of every single other mutant that this comic has ever produced as the antithesis to what the Turtles are trying to accomplish. And it didn't feel crowded, it didn't feel overworked. The story kind of flowed. It didn't feel too long either. I thought it was impressively successful.
Yeah, I agree. Like, absolutely. It did so much heavy lifting, but did it in a really smart way. I was reading somewhere that, like, initially, the first scripts that they worked on were very heavy and had, like, Shredder and all sorts of stuff in it. And, yeah, like, almost like got to the point where they were in, like, essentially where the film ends off. It happened about halfway through the film, and you're like,
wow.
Okay. And then they realized, no, we're just trying to do too much. Like,
yeah, I'm glad they left Shredder out of it. Like, I've enjoyed Shredder storylines in the past with Turtles. It gets into like deep lore territory and all that kind of stuff, especially like the Splinter Shredder relationship. I just enjoyed that this was a fun movie. Might have been targeted for kids, but it was very easy to enjoy.
Absolutely. And I think it's interesting when you're like saying that it targeted at kids, because whilst it is, there are some choices in there that I was like, I'm not entirely sure that's, I mean, it's clearly not just aimed at kids. Like, you know.
Oh no, it's definitely for long-term fans as well.
And people who are, you know, our age, like the music choices. I fucking love the soundtrack.
So good, yes.
So fucking good. Like banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, they were quite fun.
90s bangers.
Yeah.
That was the thing that kind of got me. I was like, musically, I feel like they don't give a shit about the kids that are watching. They're like, no, this music is for you guys.
Yeah, but it also kind of had a nice remix on it, so it didn't sound dated either.
Yeah.
It had a modern twist to it.
Yeah, there's a little part of me that half expected them to try and, you know, have a go at doing the theme song from the TV show or whatever. Which, okay, my favorite piece of weird Turtles lore. You probably do know who wrote the theme song, because I put it into a quiz once.
Oh.
The guy who...
I was very hungover when we did that quiz.
Yeah, yeah, so that whole...
I'm remembering the quiz now, yes.
Yeah, you remember the quiz, not the answer, though.
No, not the answers.
So the person who wrote the theme song is Chuck Lorre, the guy who made, like, 2.5 Men and all of that other weird shit.
I do remember this now.
Useless information that you have filed away under was hungover at the time.
Yeah, a TV jingle writer. Are they jingles? Theme tunes? Write the theme tunes.
Write the theme tunes, sing the theme tunes. Yes, Big Bang Theory, that guy.
Oh, dear.
Yep, he wrote the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song and has probably been making money off it ever since.
Mega bank.
So I wrote a whole bunch of notes down because I went and watched this in the cinema and I was like, oh, shit, this is so pretty. And then I happened to be watching it at home because, of course, here in Australia, it's available if you have a torrent, a VPN, sorry. Don't say the word, Quinny.
Those two.
Yeah. So, and I was watching it on my home screen, and I actually think it looked better on my home screen than it did at the cinema, which is not something I ever thought I was going to say.
Wow.
Something about the really high dynamic stuff of an LED screen as opposed to the kind of washed outness of the cinema. I was like, normally I love cinema. Normally, totally love it. But this one, I was watching some of it and just going, oh, it's so pretty. Like everything that I loved about Across the Spider-Verse, that, you know, the different art styles and everything.
Yeah, got those kind of vibes.
Yeah, massively so. All of these sort of, the kind of feeling of sketchiness and half-finished artwork, but at the same time.
It's not derivative at all, though.
No,
it definitely holds its own as a separate thing. It's not trying to copy anything else, I don't think.
No, definitely not. No. Like, the closest thing I could probably kind of compare it to would probably be Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Yep.
Like, but even that is a lot cleaner. This has got this really, like, scribbled in the margins kind of feel to it, which, I mean, for somebody who is just all about the visuals and art style and everything, I was just frothing. a phrase that I suddenly feel weird for having used. There are some really weird parts about it too that I was no good parts, but good weird. Like, the choice to use live action film.
I liked that. It was so weird.
It's totally weird. Like, you know, they're in the first 10 minutes of the film, they're like going and watching a movie, and that movie is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, and they're just using the actual footage from the film. It's not been animated. Nothing's been done to it.
No, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I really liked it.
I really love that. And then later on, you know, there's more of that as we find out how they learnt their ninjutsu.
Oh my god, there's videos. That was very clever.
Sorry,
what was I going to say? We were going somewhere with the live action chucked in there. Oh, I loved all of the references to stuff in our world that they're placing themselves in our reality somehow.
Very much so.
Referencing a lot of like Marvel stuff and current things, like Leonardo's doing a Batman voice and they call him out on it and that kind of stuff. Like, so referential to now.
Yeah, and you know, people are looking at them going, I'm not sure, are they Shreks? Are they like little Shrek? And the one that I really liked was the constant referencing to the Endgame and Mark Ruffalo's song.
Yes!
It's super cine literate, but also pop culturally literate.
Yes.
And there are some surprises with the characters too that I was like, you know, you kind of you come to know the characters, but I think it's always an interesting question as to what they're going to do with Mikey. Like, everybody else kind of has their obvious role as to what they're going to do. Donnie's going to be the tech guy who's a bit of a nerd. Raph's going to have anger problems. Leo's going to be Cyclops from the X-Men.
Mayonnaise white bread sandwich.
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry to all the Leo fans, but I know too many Leonardo fans. And
I know.
Yeah.
I love Leo, and when I was a kid, I thought Leo was the greatest because he had the swords and he was blue, and therefore it was just made me being basic bitch white bread. But Mikey's always interesting because it's like, okay, what kind of thing are they going to do with him? Is he going to be a comedy jokey character, or is he going to be a surfer dude, or what?
they didn't lean very heavily into all of the typical Michelangelo isms of past Turtles. And I think it was an interesting choice. Did I miss that? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting voice cast choice that he wasn't the most distinct voice out of the four in terms of personality. That was very much Donatello this time around.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, but I didn't hate it. I mean, the actors are all great, and the things that they gave Michelangelo to do were fine. I just don't feel like he stood out.
No, and I'm not entirely sure that wannabe theater kid is a strong enough character thing for a character like Mikey. Like, I'm down for it. I'm all for it because hello, wannabe theater kid. But yeah, I was like, that's a weird choice. Mikey wanting, like, Mikey's ultimate goal, do improv.
Yeah, but also like kind of felt a bit background compared to the others.
Yeah.
They didn't really give Raph a lot of time either. I feel like it was very Leo and Donatello heavy, mostly because Donnie had like a very distinctive voice and therefore was like much more present in a scene. And then Leonardo, because he's the leader and it was very much through his perspective that a lot of this was happening.
Yeah, and also he has the whole kind of romance angle. So, like, in a way, I almost would have expected to go with another character for the romance concept, because you know Leo's usually got his whole leader thing, and you could give the romance thing to Mikey or whoever, and that would give him a little bit more to do in scenes.
Yeah,
like in the 2008 animated series, like the romance one was Donnie, and you know, I think that worked. Yeah. What I did find surprising was how emotional it got.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I'm fully invested in it. Like within the first 10 minutes, they're walking back from having watched Ferris Bueller, and they're all like sad and dejected, and I'm like, I'm invested in these characters. God damn it.
I was quite invested in the storyline of them wanting to go to high school. I thought that was very cute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why didn't we get the Turtles in school ever before? Like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, and I think that's a bold choice because, you know, up until now, it's always been, you know, that they will always be hidden from the world or anything. But this was like, okay. What happens if they can just be out and proud?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really dug that. I was really excited by it. Now, tell me, what did you think of Splinter?
I thought Jackie Chan was great. It wasn't really Splinter, it was just Jackie Chan.
It was totally Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
As an animated rat.
Yes. No, he was great. I thought he was really cute. Not like normal traditional Splinters that are very strict and all about the martial arts. This guy was like a little bit more fun. He was more of a dad, definitely more of a dad than a master. I quite liked that alternative version for Splinter.
Which I think is funny to kind of use the Jackie Chan sort of oomph to say, okay, martial artist, you know, one of the greatest martial artists alive, and let's have him not be that big a martial artist. Let's have him be the comedy dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got the moves, but I liked that the perspective for the story was very much, these are teenagers, they're 100% leaning into the teen aspect, and Splinter is their dad. So it's a family thing.
Yeah, and I love the choices too as to how we see Splinter throughout the years as well. Like that you get the
explanation that he was, thanks, Karina. I was about to say the same thing, that he was an older rat, therefore when he mutated, he was an old man. I love the baby fact... turtles, so therefore you are babies and you grow up. I'm like,
yeah. I love that he's like, the lyrics, the script at that point seemed like it was actually being really pointed and saying, so I was an older rat, and now I'm an older person. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's
like, just get your head around it, okay?
Get your head around it. Get on board with it, because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And I love the cute little baby turtles.
Oh, the turtles as babies are always cute. I remember those manky-looking things in the live-action one. They were so hideous, but they were cute. The little Mikey one going, pizza, pizza. That was so ugly.
I have one within reach up there, just off screen. It's funny because I look up there and I have the 4 turtles from the 1990 film in like big old fucking 18-inch format, and I'm like, oh, nice. Fuck, I love that film. But yeah, I love that this time you could see very distinct differences in the character designs as well, like even as babies.
Yeah.
I
think they're leaning into that in more recent cartoon adaptations, because the original cartoon was very much strictly like the comic where they all had the same silhouette. But in more recent ones, they're making Raph a much more bulkier turtle. And they more have distinct shapes now.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I really like, that this Raph appears to have been a kind of chunky kid.
Yes, he's cute.
He was like this cute little chubby
baby.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then when you see him as a teenager, like he's trimmed out, but you can still see that he's a different body shape to the others. Yeah. And Leo's traditional kind of hero proportions. But the others, it's funny, like I think in this sense, like this Mikey is the one that's the goofy looking one. Like his head's too wide, and
and he's a little short. He's quite cute.
Yeah. I love it. I just
but I think we need to see visual distinctions as well, because we see that in real life. So
absolutely,
we need to reflect that.
Yeah, and I mean for however long it's just been, what color is what?
Yes.
That's
or what letter is on the belt?
Yeah. I mean, because the 80s toys, they were all just the same toy with
that made it easier, didn't it?
Playmates really not going too hard on the old design work there. 4 different heads where the teeth went
yes, that's true.
That was it.
Yeah.
I like the design work of the evil mutants as well. Like some of those guys were really distinctive, and I say evil mutants, but the other like Bebop and Rocksteady are so distinct. Like their silhouettes are so totally inhuman. That I just really got on board with the visual artistic style of it. So,
they were quite a motley crew of mutants.
Including, shout out to Australia's own Leatherhead.
Yes, Rose Byrne. Holy hell. I mean, I guess if Seth Rogen is going to produce something, he's going to get his Aussie best mate, Rose Byrne, to come and do the voice.
I didn't realize that they were buddies.
Yeah, they've done a lot of films together and TV shows.
Ah, okay, right. Well, that then makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah. But also the Aussie colloquialisms were quite fun.
I mean, there's a part of me that as a purist is like, why the fuck would a gator be Australian? I mean, if it was a croc, okay.
Yeah, that's probably where the confusion comes in.
Yeah, and I mean, Leatherhead.
What do you call oh shit, I forgot the joke. Never mind. If I remember it, we'll
come back to that one. So one thing I did love, I loved Splinter in the 90s or the early 2000s or whenever it was, where he's rocking Jerry curls. What the fuck?
Oh, I know.
I was just like, oh, that's a choice. That's a bold move.
For one thing, it's not even an Asian hairstyle.
No. No. It was just like,
I'm pretty sure rats don't have hair either.
No. So at some point, like it's sort of the fine mix of Jerry curl and mullet. And I'm concerned by it, but at the same time, I totally dug it. Yeah. Okay. Did you have any concerns or problems with it at all?
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
I mean, I think the only thing was like the background villainy of like the scientist and the trying to get the mutants and the ooze and all that kind of stuff, like the experimenting on them kind of thing. I think that might have just lost me a little bit in the storyline. I mean, it was there because, like, how else do you explain the antagonism that's happening? But also, it just felt like it might have been a little bit too much going on.
Right. Like, we could have perhaps streamlined a little bit because you've got the TCRI stuff and the Superfly stuff.
Yeah. It's like, let's focus on one thing possibly. But then if you didn't have them operating in the background, then the ending might not have made sense with what they want to do if they get a second one off the ground. So
yeah. Well, and I think there's no question about that. Like, it's already been confirmed. It's got a spin-off game set in the same timeline universe, and a TV series, like a animated TV series following on from this one, and a sequel film. So it's we have no shortage of turtles.
No. Oh, I remember my joke. I remembered my joke.
Yeah. Hey, yes. Wait.
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
I don't know.
An investigator.
It's terrible.
Is it worth the wait?
Yeah. Let's go with that. That's terrible. It's almost as bad as Ninja Rap showing up in there. So, to anyone who didn't ever see the sequel to the 1990 movie, full respect to what's his real name? Vanilla Ice. Rob something. I don't know. The chat's going to tell us who Vanilla Ice's real name is.
We don't want to out the ice.
Well, look, he became quite famous after this and had a TV show about flipping houses.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that was under his name, Rob. That I can't remember
whatever it is.
But I was like, there you go, Robert Matthew Van Winkle.
The most unwrapped name ever.
I can see why he went with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. Although we had another ice in this film, we had Ice-T. And I respect anyone that can quote their own lyrics in a script.
Yeah. There was a lot of that. Also, shout out to I'm going to have to sing it. Rifle.
Some of these characters I didn't even know existed, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh man, like if you go looking, because they were such a huge thing about selling toys. There are so many fucking weird mutants that were released throughout the course of the 80s into the 90s, and yeah, Rifle is definitely one of the weirder ones, but there are many, many others.
I did like that they made the bat voiced by Natasha Demetriou from What We Do in the Shadows, because she turns into a bat. He's a bat.
Did she even announce at some point, bat?
I would have liked that.
That would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah. Also, a lot of love for Paul Rudd as Mondo.
It was so weird.
So fucking weird.
Very funny.
Okay, look, the only thing that I thought is that there are a couple of times I was like, I feel like this could have gone, like there are a couple of times where I thought the pacing was a little weird. Okay. Like the choices of music I really enjoyed, but occasionally there are times where I thought that the music was almost too casual for what was happening. And so I didn't necessarily get that real level of manic excitement that perhaps I expected from a Ninja Turtles thing. Like there's like the fight sequences are really cool, but it did.
My favorite was when they were like hitting up the 4 gangsters and they just had that one long panning shot. It just reminded me of like the old 70s cartoons where you just had that that running scene that just went on forever and ever, where they just like repeated the background over and over and over again. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, well, you're gonna like
really
the
clever,
clip.
Really clever moments.
Yeah, and like the way that they switched between characters while fighting and stuff like that, I was like,
yeah,
there was some really clever, beautiful stuff. There were just a few times where I was like, this isn't as frenetic as perhaps I was expecting, but
okay.
Also at the same time, maybe that's good. You know, maybe I've been overdone on too much fucking frenetic bullshit.
That just wasn't their vibe for this one.
Yeah, they're going for something a little bit more chilled, a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the storyboarding was very clever, though. I liked a lot of the way the scenes were shot. Yeah, very cool.
And the movement between scenes and stuff like that. Like they're very, very like they used the visual style to move through the story, which I fucking love. Right. Well, I reckon you should give me a rating out of 100.
Ooh, goodness.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's tough. I
and
liked it.
Everybody in the chat dropped me a rating too.
I was a little distracted. I was also tired, so I've got to factor that in with my score and like help it up
like doing the ups and the downs.
Take it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna give it like an 85.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I thought the voice acting was great. I mean, I love Ado Ibiri, who is in The Bear, and she's got a film coming out. I don't know if we're going to see it in Australia called Bottoms, but she's fantastic. I like seeing a lot of stuff from her right now. She's got a very distinct kind of personality in the way that she acts. And so yeah, 85. I thought it was a strong movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're dropping some numbers in the chat. Thank you, Casper. Thank you, Karina. I'm with you. I might go. See, Bran has just dropped in with what I was going to give it, which is 89. I actually no, fuck it. I'm going to give it 90 because I really enjoyed the style. I love all of the visual stuff. I'm such a tart for visual. I am. Like, as soon as you give me animation that does something different with its visual and language, I'm all over it. And so that's there's a lot of that here. Look, okay, if there are any other ratings, drop them in the chat, but thank you. I know there's a few people who've been dropping them in. We're going to go and have a look at a clip, and a few people have said, oh, what about this bit or that bit? Yeah, it's that bit.
Cool.
And we'll be back with some spoilery business in just a second. I'm just going to turn off that, and then we go do that.
Okay.
I like the players. No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. Yo, Drake, drop the verse. Laying down, good Lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cause I'm much ground. That game by the now. Getting paid is a forte. Each and every day. To play away. Can't get her out of my mind. Wow. I think about the girl all the time. Wow. East side to the west side. Pushing fat rides. It's no surprise. She got tricks in the stash. Stacking up the cash. Fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average. It's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in. Can I get down so I can win? I like the way you work it. You're diggity. Got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. Got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. Got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up.
Oh yes, no diggity.
Definitely my favorite scene.
Yes, I know. And honestly, I was like, I could just leave that running. I mean, fucking cool music, but also really, really awesome visuals. I forever remember, I think it was one of those Hot Seat or something like that. You know, one of those quiz shows where they have to do the really, really easy questions at the start.
And when those people pass and you're like, oh my God.
What the fuck is wrong with you? And the question that I enjoyed was, how much did Snoop Dogg have of this particular amount? Was it A, just the right amount of diggity, B, a surface amount of diggity, D, no diggity, or just enough diggity?
Oh my God.
Yes. Right. So, I don't know. Spoilers are hard.
What spoilers do you want to talk about?
I don't really know. Like,
I mean, I guess spoiler alert, they tease Shredder at the end.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really like that's a particular huge shock.
No.
I guess, I mean, the spoiler of anything is that they become revealed to the world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's nice. Makes a nice change.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very progressive in terms of like for the demographic now of like being inclusive. I think it was like, because they start off the whole thing of like, oh no, we live in the sewers because people don't accept us. I tried it once before and it wasn't successful, so we have to just avoid people. But yeah, the other part of the storyline of trying to become acceptable to humans so that they can live in the real world was like part of the goal. And I'm glad that happened. It was really cute to see them go to school and like,
I know, right?
What clothes they choose to wear to go to school. I'm like, how do you get it over the shell?
Well, yes. And also the other question that is, it's not a spoiler, but I need to know, how do they milk the turtles?
I think my biggest question was like, how are they laying in the bed and not like rocking from side to side? Like they're on their back. Like, does their bed just have a big divot in it where the shell fits and then the rest of them is like on the mattress? Like,
yeah, I think that must be how. Yeah, I was kind of like the constant references to being milked. I was like,
yeah, it was
there's some weird
bizarre
shit going on here. And then when they
But then
were
it
milked,
happened.
I know, I was like, oh no, they're being milked. But the thing that got me about that is like wherever the turtles don't have nipples, but like the ooze was just coming out of somewhere. We don't know where.
Maybe it's like a liposuction thing. They just suck it through the skin.
I sincerely hope so, because otherwise there was something happening behind that contraption that we don't want to know. I thought it was a nice change to have all of the bad mutants be kind of switch sides, because like I don't think we've ever seen Bebop and Rocksteady as anything other than henchmen. And that was nice to see them kind of shift across. And the other characters you kind of you could always imagine were probably gonna be good guys or at least nice, but it was nice to see them actually shift as well. Trying to think what else. It was just one of those things. It was like, okay, I mean, okay, what happens to Superfly at the end is interesting. I mean,
some weird amalgamated chimera mutant.
With one leg made entirely of horses.
Yeah, I'm like, hang on, if he went into the water and like collected all of this stuff to become a mutant, where did the horses come from? I was so
I think
confused.
at some point he fell into the zoo.
I might have looked away at that bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he falls into the zoo, and that's where some of the other animals came from.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah. Still very weird.
Horses in a zoo.
Yeah. Well, Shih Tzu. Oh no, that's a different breed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The thing that I liked about that, there were lots of cinematic references throughout. You know, occasionally they'd reference a different filmmaker or whatever. And at one point where Splinter is transforming from the baby rat to being like a full-size rat person, they do it all in shadow.
He was an adult rat.
Sorry. Fuck. He's not that hard. Where he's transforming, I was like, oh wow, we're doing a little bit of Evil Dead there, or maybe like the American Werewolf in Paris, or American Werewolf in London, probably more likely. But I love that Superfly, if you want to get all cinematic, was doing his whole Brundlefly thing just in kind of reverse, where the fly is putting on more and more stuff and turning into more of a fly.
Yes.
So good. And I also, somebody referenced the idea that it's, you know, New York is coming together to
the character of New York is always a good one, because you can rely on them to be absolutely stinking horrible people, but when it matters, they all come together because it's their city.
Yeah, and if you fight one of us, you fight all of us. Yeah.
Exactly. The collective New York City.
Yeah, like that was what, the first Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that ends like exactly the same thing, where like the Green Goblin is about to kill him, and then New York saves him.
Yes. The collective New York City. Yes.
Yeah. God bless him. Yes. Look, I honestly don't think there's a huge amount that we could spoil in here. I think like it's worth seeing in a cinema. It's visually so cool.
Is it still playing?
Yes. Yes, it only opened this week.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's my usual fucking shout out to Paramount and everybody. If you don't want to lose money to piracy, I don't know, maybe release the movie before it comes out on streaming in America.
Yeah. Just
as a suggestion. Because it's a big bad world, and the moment that somebody can get a 4K rip from the internet, they will do that.
Yeah.
And I'm now going to probably go and watch some more of it, because watching it on the big screen at home, I'm like, oh, this is so fucking pretty. And good music. So much good music. Well, Jilly, you are not well, I know.
I'm doing my best.
you are doing the absolute best that you can, and you have been a trooper. But we are going to leave it there. So, my beautiful people, what are we doing next week?
We are talking Our Flag Means Death.
Yay! I'm so excited.
So it will be a review on season 1, because season 2 will be starting in October. So it's going to be a little refresher. And if you haven't seen it, we'll tell you why you should watch it.
Yeah, which I got to tell you, I got some catching up to do.
Oh, no. Okay.
I've watched precisely 2 episodes of season 1, so I've got a little bit of... got me some catching up to do.
Oh, well, lucky, they're only half-hour episodes, so they're a fun little binge. I was actually watching this afternoon just to get a catch-up and a refresher on it, so
nice.
Quite easy. I'm sure it's only 10 episodes, so that's like 5 hours.
Yeah, it's easy. It's not like I'm, working on the weekend or anything. Yes, if you are in Sydney and you happen to be somewhere near the Dome out at Sydney Olympic Park, I say unto thee, please come and say hello, because I'm going to be on the big stage at Oz Comic Con.
Yes, come and enjoy the show. It's always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got some amazing guests. We have the Armorer from Mandalorian is going to be there. We have the body actor of one of the Mandalorians, Jon Favreau's character.
Yeah, and I've been sitting here for multiple days trying to remember the name of that character. And it's really...
Some
really
nerd
annoying.
in the chat will tell us. Come on, guys.
Yeah, who was Jon Favreau's character? The one from the Clone Wars as well. Tell me that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Paz
Vizsla.
Of course.
That's it. Oh my God, I've been trying to work it out.
There's also an anime voice actor that's going to be there, and he actually played Skinny Steve Rogers in the Rogers the Musical.
Oh, really?
Yes!
Really?
I have found this out, so I need to go and meet this fellow.
Well, that's going to be fucking fantastic, because I'm pretty sure I have to do an interview.
You have his
him.
panel? Wonderful.
I do. Here's the thing. I've pretty much got everybody's panel, because
right, yes,
I'm on the main stage for the whole weekend, and I don't get much of a break apart from when the cosplay's on.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be drugging myself up to the eyeballs so that all of my bad joints and everything don't destroy me.
At least you get to sit down the whole time.
It's
a sitting format.
I never sit down on panels.
You don't have to get out in the crowds like you used to. You can just sit there the whole
Christ for that. Actually, that is one thing that is going to be a really interesting time, because we've got some challenges around what we can talk about now.
Ooh, in terms of the SAG-AFTRA striking and stuff.
Absolutely.
I see.
There are a lot of rules now around what of their work they're allowed to talk about, what they will want to talk about, and what items have been struck. And so it's going to be an interesting one, asking them, or at least managing the audience questions as well. So yeah.
Well, I'll be hosting the skit competition, the cosplay skit comp on Saturday. Voice pending, of course. And I am judging the championships of cosplay on Sunday, and I'm so excited. So excited.
I'm very excited to see you up there doing your thing. And do we know people who are competing here in Sydney?
You mean like the Sydney competitors?
Yeah. Do you know anyone who's competing?
I don't know who's entering the Sydney round, to be honest. I'm out of touch with some of the newer cosplayers.
Tari's saying that Andrew is competing. I'm not sure
whether
that's
Andy Cam.
Andy
Cam, but he's from Melbourne.
Oh, right. Oh.
Yeah. And Georgia's competing from WA.
Oh, nice.
And they just crowned somebody the Brisbane champ who's coming down. I can't remember their cosplay name, but amazing looking costume. So, yeah. Apparently, we've got 9 entries, which is like the maximum is 10, and we have 9 entries for Sydney. So it's going to be tough. Tough competition.
That's going to be a tough one. So if you have got, time this weekend, head on out to Oz Comic Con and check it out, because it's going to be a real good time. Yeah. Super excited. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Because we're using StreamYard, I have no capacity in any way, shape, or form to go and raid anyone else. So you can, go and give somebody else your love. Go and watch some more Twitch. But until next week, I will say thank you and good night.
Bye.
It'll just be her and me. Call Lucky Barn and arm wrestle for hours. Visit May and bring her lots of flowers. Oh, at all the trendy bars, it'd be a guy's night out. We'd make that wolf pack now. I'd run the Flash and do a marathon. Vacation to the Savage Land for fun. Oh, wow.